Plaintiff James Height says the defendant is his daughter, and although he loves her, he wants her to take responsibility for her actions. James claims his daughter is a gambling addict, and he's suing because he gave her a $1,200 loan and she blew the money at the casinos. Defendant Mallory Healy Height says her father was an alcoholic when she was a child, but his 10-year sobriety has inspired her to kick her gambling addiction. Mallory admits that she gambled away her father's money, but insists he agreed to wait for repayment until she got a job.
Start with you.
Well, obviously the defendant is my daughter and I love her very much. However, I believe there's some issues going on in her life and that she needs to be responsible for taking care of her own actions. First of all, I believe that she has a gambling addiction. She has told me she's been to casinos before. At first I didn't think much of it, but as time went by, I found I was giving her more money. I try to help support her, but there's only so much I can do right now. You know, to start from the beginning, I mean, her childhood was very nice. We had, you know, we really were bonded, got very close to each other, and it was really wonderful. It probably wasn't until her early teen years, I would say, that I felt there was a distance in her, between us, and she was spending more time with her, you know, her friends. And
my daughter, when she turned 14, she went in her room and I never saw her again. I just never saw her again. I don't know what happened to her. She came out when it was time to go to college. Other than that, they had a big, long phone bill. Other than that, so that's part of parenthood,
yes,
from my
true.
Observation, with young ladies in particular. And then your sons don't want to be seen with you because you're an embarrassment. I mean, I was a national television judge. I thought my sons would be proud. Let me give you the funniest example. We used to go to state fairgrounds every year that the state fair come, toting them all along, my 4 children. So we get out of the car. They said, okay, we'll see you in a couple hours. We said, what are you talking about? We always go to the state fair together. We walk through, we meeting our friends. So we kind of hurt. So they go. About an hour or two later, we see him at the cotton candy stand. So we go, hey! They take off running at full speed. So, has it gotten that bad where they run from you?
Yeah, she'd rather be around her peers. And, you know,
well,
I try to do the father-daughter things, and I think after a while she became like, well, my friends are going to do this, and you know, they want to go there. And 13, 14 is over. Exactly. So,
But then I'm told, and I'm observing, that they come back at about 22.
Yep. Yep.
They come back, and now you want to be friends again. Now you want to be my daughter because you need a couple of dollars until you get that job. So beware. But it's already happened from what I'm hearing here. You tell me some background on your relationship with your dad.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you know, growing up, I would love to go to my dad's house. We would go on bike rides, we'd go to movies, you know, we would have parties on New Year's Eve. You know, when I was younger, you know, he did have a little bit of a drinking problem, but I was, you know, too young to really know about it. He didn't do it around me. You know, he kept that when I wasn't with him. I would be with him on the weekends, and proud to say he's over 10 years sober. Good. So, you know, he's actually inspired me to, you know, kind of stop some of my addictions as far as the gambling. You know, he...
What have you done to stop?
I have no money.
You've been forced to stop.
Yes, exactly.
What have you done voluntarily?
It was more or less at the time my boyfriend kind of introduced me to it, you know, to go to the casinos, playing blackjack and slots, and I just kind of got myself away from him, which kind of helped me to stop as well. You know, I have learned to stay away from it, and I don't, you know, take the trip out to the casinos anymore. You know, I've kind of learned my lesson. You know, I feel like I took advantage of my
So it sounds like it's because of the distance.
Right.
They don't have after-hour joints in your town?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Like Detroit, we have the after-hour joints. You can go after you leave the club, you shoot dice, and
Yeah,
Play
no
cards?
dice for me.
Huh? Okay.
No dice for me.
Okay. What was your deal?
I actually play blackjack and slots.
Blackjack? All right. I played blackjack. I used to play. That's my favorite. But then when I go into casinos now, people act like I'm a preacher.
Right. Right.
Josh, I can't believe you're here. What are you doing in the casino? I said, I might wear a robe, but I'm not a preacher. Hand me some whiskey, by the way. Tell me about the loan you're suing your daughter for.
Okay, Your
stolen
Honor.
money.
On January 25th of 2012, the defendant and I came to agreement where I would loan her $1,200. I was going away for the month of February, so I'd give her some money to carry her over. And she had taken money off my credit card, and she was going to repay me with her tax returns from 2011, which she would get in late February, early March. As it turns out...
Tax returns.
Yeah, the famous tax return.
And let me see a show of hands. Has anyone ever been promised repayment from a tax return and received it?
Oh, received it.
You received it? Yes. How many people have been promised repayment on a tax return and haven't received it? Oh.
Right.
So I know what I'm talking about.
I thought with my daughter it would be different, but apparently not.
All right.
So when I got back, she admitted to me that she had spent the $1,200 I gave her, plus ran out, got her taxes done, and got the check back before I got back, and went out and spent that money as well. So,
at the casino?
At the casino, yeah.
Ma'am, what do you say about the balance due to your dad?
I do admit that I, made a mistake and went out and spent the money, which I shouldn't have. I do know that I owe him the money, but me and him did come to an agreement that, as soon as I would start working, I could start to repay that back.
When did you all come to that agreement?
January 12th of 2012.
So over a year ago?
Yes.
You haven't found work?
I haven't. I have my resume here that I've actually been giving out to try to find work, but I also am a full-time student. I have been out there.
Where?
Trying. I go to MCC, Monroe Community College.
Okay. Does he know that? You full-time, you said?
Yes, he knows that.
Yes.
All right. So you want to give her a break on paying, knowing that she is a full-time student and doesn't work?
Well,
going to community college and any other college or university advances her life and her ability to earn more in the future. If you interfere with that, you're going to be loaning a lot more money in the future if she hasn't obtained an education or a skill base to provide for herself and any family that she might have. So you might want to consider that in the future, but if he wants his money, ma'am, I have to give it to him, because if there's no deadline, then it means reasonable amount of time. And over a year is a reasonable amount of time for someone to have repaid a debt or at least began paying. Have you paid?
I haven't paid him.
Right. You should have paid him something. Then perhaps I would have taken into consideration an extension of that time, because you would have shown good faith, but you didn't even show good faith.
Right.
$1,525.
thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
I just want to say that I am sorry, and I don't want to take advantage of you, and I appreciate everything you've done for me, and hopefully in the future we can trust each other, and you'll be able to know that if I do borrow money, I'll be able to pay it back.
Well, I appreciate that. I just hope you continue to work hard in school.
Absolutely.
So you can stand up on your own 2 feet, which our goal is.
Yes.
And despite this, I still love you very much.
Love you too. Mwah.